Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Chainlink. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, before getting into the charts, as always, I do want to mention the donation links down below in the description. If you want to support Ukraine, the Ukrainian refugees and Ukraine's military, then feel free to go to the description and go over to the links. Those are official donation links. So if you want to support and you want to help Ukraine win this war against the Russian war machine, then please support us. But with that being said, let's jump into the charts. Now, we are on the daily chart right now, and as you can see, we do have a support trend line over here that we're adhering to. So hopefully we don't lose that as support. Now, if we end up losing this white trend line as support, I would target $12.75, which is the 1.272 Fibonacci retracement of this fib retracement that we have on, with the targets to the downside. So as you can see, we have the swing low over here January 11th, and the swing that's the swing high, and the swing low over here December 5th. So we lost the first fib level over here, which was at $15, which was at oh my god, I keep moving the fib retracement. What is going on? There we go. So this is our swing low at $15.30 roughly. We lost that level, so right now we are going to be targeting the 1.618, because once you go through the first fib level, right, you break the first fib level, you are targeting the 1.618. Here it sits at $10.20 roughly. So essentially this is our target right now if we continue in this downtrend, because on the daily chart right now you have a high, you're printing a lower high, but here you have a low and you're printing a higher low. So essentially you're just tightening up over here. We're going to get into some patterns on the Binance chart once we move over there, but right now I do want to take a look at the broader picture. So like I said, yeah, target $10.20 if you're going to see Bitcoin start pulling back below $35,000. But if we don't lose this white trend line, I wouldn't look for the 1.272 bounce, but that would, like I said, that would be at play if we lose the white trend line. Obviously, what can also happen is, as you can see, we could potentially end up being squeezed up in this ascending triangle over here, as you can see, and we could end up having a breakout all the way to the 786 at $17.50. That's where we got rejected over here, which is our previous swing low, or the local high, however you want to call it. So $17.52 is a let me get the percentages for that potential trade. If you enter right now, let's say, that would be a nice 29% trade, which is not bad at all. So here you can see we have the 20 EMA, the yellow line. We have the 55 EMA. We just got a bullish cross here, but we did get a bearish cross soon after with the pullback. So this is quite unfortunate, I do want to say, but we are still printing a higher low, so things are looking bullish. What we need to do is break this high, obviously. So you want to retrace from this support level, break that, potentially get all the way to the golden ratio here of this Fibonacci retracement, which is sitting at $19.60. And as you all know, the golden ratio is the most important Fibonacci level out of all of them. So you get to the golden ratio, you backtest the 786, and off you go. But that is obviously the bullish scenario. Like I said, I gave you some support levels to target over here. We do have another support level over here at $11.60. That is just in between the 1.618 and the 1.272. Now, zooming out, we do have a larger Fibonacci retracement set up. However, here the targets are to the upside. So the swing low is all the way down here, the swing low that we printed in February, and we have the swing high in May of last year. So this is a big Fibonacci retracement. We have our targets at $143 over here, which is the 1.618. So after you start breaking this level over here, after you start breaking the first fib level of this large fib retracement, you're going to be looking at the 1.618. Just like you're targeting the 1.618 over here to the downside, because you've lost the first fib level. There are a lot of price tags over here. I do apologize. Hopefully it's not too distracting. Now jumping into the daily RSI. So you can see that we are in sort of an ascending triangle over here, as you can see. So we are bouncing off this resistance over here, as you can see, and we're constantly bouncing off this support over here. So you're going to get tighten up, and you're going to squeeze up, and you're going to break out, hopefully to the upside. Now, if you start losing this support over here and you get below this, you are going to be very near the oversold area. So that is generally the best place to be buying all of your assets. Now, that is regarding the daily chart. You have your long-term targets. So you can also, I'm just going to give you a couple of targets over here. So you have the 1.414 sitting at $103. Okay, you do have, okay, that's the wrong thing. There we go. The 1.272 at $83.50. I'm just, yep, there we go. And the first fib level, or the all-time high, obviously is here at $54.50. So those are the levels that you want to target. Now let's jump into the Binance chart. Okay, hopping over to the Binance website, we do have an interesting picture over here. So this level over here is sitting at $12.50, which is a support level that we've bounced off twice over here, a nice double bottom pattern. Also, as you can see, we are printing an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So you have your left shoulder, you have your right shoulder, and you have your head in the middle. The white trend line represents the neckline. Now, if you start breaking that neckline, you take a trend line all the way from the resistance, all the way to the bottom of the pattern, and then you place that trend line from the neckline to the upside, and you get your target, which is currently at $24 over here. So that is something that we can be targeting after we start breaking this. But what we don't need to do is we don't need to go all the way down to $12.50, because if you go this low, then you're invalidating the inverse head and shoulders pattern, and you're creating a double bottom pattern, which is also a bullish reversal pattern. Either way, this is bullish, but if you start losing this level over here, then you're obviously continuing the downtrend, because you have a high, lower high, a low, a lower low. So that would be your downtrend, and we don't want to see that. So $12.50 is your crucial support level that you need to hold. So keep an eye on that. Now, jumping into the stochastic RSI, we are completely oversold on the stochastic. As you can see, a strong move to the downside. Great entries right now, in my opinion. The MACD is getting overextended to the downside as well. So this is a great opportunity to buy more Chainlink tokens. Let's jump into the weekly chart, and I'm not going to be taking much longer. So the weekly chart on the MACD, as you can see, we nearly printed a bullish cross here. So that would have been your confirmation of the uptrend. However, we got a squeeze, which is when the moving average, the yellow line, bounces off the signal line. So that can either happen when the moving average is above the signal line or below. But here, as you can see, we were looking for the bullish cross. We got rejected down, and as you can see, we're going to continue down here, potentially. But as you all know, the MACD is a lagging indicator. So first, the price action starts creating the uptrend, and then the MACD confirms that uptrend. Now, the stochastic RSI, as you can see, is potentially going to start printing something like we've seen over here. So here you saw a recovery and then a move back to the downside. If you end up going below the index of 20, on the weekly chart, then I recommend buying as many tokens as you can, because this area over here is when you're absolutely oversold. That is when the asset is underappreciated, undervalued. And on the weekly chart, as you can see, we are, let me just bring out some trend lines here so we can set up a nice little, actually, let me just switch that up. So let's see what we have. A couple of support trend lines over here on the weekly chart that we are adhering to. As you can see, bouncing off these levels here, and the resistance trend line over here is something you want to keep an eye on as well. Yeah, so this is looking like a falling wedge to me. Okay, as you can see, we're tightening up, and this is something that once we break out of this pattern over here, that is when I think we are going to have a nice breakout and a nice move to the upside. So potentially you bounce off this support one more time, and you have that strong move to the upside. If you get overbought on the weekly chart, then you all know that that's the best time literally to be taking some profits, just like you were over here, just like you were over here, and just like you were over here. So these are just historical moments where the Chainlink token was overbought on the weekly chart. So draw this out on your chart. This is going to help you a lot in the future. But that is pretty much it, guys. If I missed out anything, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Patreon. We do have technical analysis, video requests, buy alerts, sell alerts, low cap gem calls, project reviews, market sentiment analysis, and all that kind of stuff on Patreon. And the link is in the description. Also, don't forget about the donation links to support Ukraine. That is pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.